Example number 2. Just like example number 1, simplify each expression. Remember, there's no equal signs. It's equated to nothing. So that's why they're expressions. These guys are a little bit more of a spicy meatball, to be honest. Why? Because we need to consider both the numerator and the denominator when looking for non-permissible values. Why? The fraction cannot be not defined in this form, but it can also not be defined, it also has to be defined when we multiply by its reciprocal. So when it comes to division questions, we need to look at the denominator and the numerator of the second fraction to find our non-permissible values. So what I like to do with these ones is first I like to I just like to simplify it as best as I can. So remember folks, this is this whole bracket squared, so that means that the squared goes to the 7 and it goes to the n. Okay? So I'm just going to write my first number just the way it is, 3 over 4. I'm going to take this in like lots and lots of steps. You can skip some of them, but I just want you to know exactly what I'm doing. So we're not equals, divided by 49n squared over negative 12. Now what I want to do is I want to multiply by the reciprocal. Don't forget the equal sign, I forgot there. 7n to the 3 over 4 times negative 12 over 49n squared. Now before we do any canceling, this is the perfect time. It's all in factored form. Okay? Now we need to write our non-permissible values. Negative 12 can never equal 0. Awesome, because negative 12 doesn't equal 0. Negative 12 equals 12. There's no variable, we don't have to worry about it. N though, n can equal 0, but it can't equal 0 because then that would make it undefined. N cannot equal 0. And that's it. We don't have to worry about the numerator, even though this kind of covers it, we don't have to worry about the numerator of the first one, okay? Because this is always the form that it's going to be in. We're never going to be multiplying by the reciprocal of the first one. That's not how division and fractions works. Now, let's cancel everything we can. 7 goes into itself once. 7 goes into 49 7 times. 4 goes into itself once. 4 goes into negative 12, negative 3 times. Last but not least, n squared. This just becomes n to the 1. Okay? You have a cubed on the top, a squared on the bottom. It just becomes itself. So now I need to pay attention. This whole thing is just n. So we have n times negative 3. So negative 3n over 1 times 7 over 7. When we look at the second question here, this looks a little bit more complicated because it has more terms in it. So what I want to do first is I just want to multiply by that reciprocal. Let's just get it into the form so that we can write our non-permissible values. I mean, at this point we could do our non-permissible values too, but I kind of like to know what I'm multiplying first. 5 times x minus 3 over 2x times 3x times x plus 5. I'm just taking what's in the denominator, putting it in the numerator, over 10x minus 3. So stop! Let's look for our non-permissible values. Woo. So non-permissible values. Fraction. These are the values that bring the denominators to 0 and the numerator of the second fraction. X cannot equal 0. Okay, that is this. And it actually check marks that. X cannot equal positive 3. And x cannot equal negative 5. There are 3 of them. What's the best format to write this in? Negative 5, 0, 3. Lowest to highest. So now, this one's actually really nice. One moment, please. Found my marker, it was on the floor. This one's actually really easy because there are lots of things that we can cancel with. So it's going to become very simple very quickly. X minus 3 cancels with X minus 3. Please, please, please do not cancel this 3 with this 3. It doesn't work like that. The factor here is X minus 3, so you can only cancel it with an X minus 3, X minus 3 in the numerator, okay? X can cancel with X, so that becomes a 1. X cancels with X. Ooh, and there's one more that I can do, and I'm going to cancel it in black. 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into 10 2 times. So what are we left with on the top? 3 times 4 plus 5. Not 4 plus 5, X plus 5. All over 4. That's that. This is as simple as we can get it. I can't cancel 4 with any of those things. I can't cancel 3 with any of those things. I can't cancel X minus 5 with 4. So that's the end of the question. That's the final answer. Much nicer than that, eh?